Today, we're diving into a fascinating resource, a 10-year question bank of biology one-liners from Neet exams, covering 2015 to 2024. It's packed with key facts that make biology easier to grasp, especially if you're prepping for exams or just curious about life sciences.
Yeah, it's like having a quick guide to the essentials. We'll explore some of the most interesting points, breaking down complex ideas into simple, memorable bits. So let's start with the diversity of life. How scientists classify living things.
Right, so way back, Linnaeus came up with the two-kingdom system, just plants and animals. But that was a bit too simple. Later, in 1969, Whitaker proposed the five-kingdom classification, which is more accurate. It includes Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia.
Monera is interesting because it includes prokaryotes, organisms without a defined nucleus. So bacteria fall here. And then, viruses are a whole different story. They're not even cells. They're non-cellular and can only reproduce inside other cells, making them obligate intracellular parasites.
Exactly. And then there are prions and viroids, which are even stranger. Prions are infectious proteins without any DNA or RNA, while viroids are tiny RNA molecules without a protein coat. It's wild to think proteins alone can cause infections.
Speaking of fungi, they're the decomposers of the natural world, absorbing nutrients from dead matter. Plus, they're medically important. Penicillin, the first antibiotic, comes from the fungus Penicillium.
And in plants, there's this cool concept called alternation of generations, where the life cycle switches between haploid and diploid phases. It's a key idea to understand how plants grow and reproduce.
Moving on to cells, the basic units of life. The cell theory tells us all living things are made of cells, and new cells come from existing ones. Mitochondria, often called the powerhouse of the cell, have their own DNA and produce energy in the form of ATP.
And in plants, chloroplasts handle photosynthesis. The cell membrane is described by the fluid mosaic model. Imagine a flexible sea of lipids with proteins floating around. It's not a rigid wall, but a dynamic layer.
DNA is another fascinating topic. It's a right-handed double helix, discovered by Watson and Crick in 1953. The bases pair specifically adenine with thymine and guanine with cytosine, like pieces of a twisted ladder.
Ribosomes are the cell's protein factories. They read the genetic code and build proteins, with slight differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes.
Now, plant physiology. Photosynthesis happens in two stages. The light reactions split water and release oxygen, while the dark reactions, or Calvin cycle, fix carbon dioxide into sugars.
Chlorophyll, the green pigment, has magnesium at its center, which is essential for capturing light energy. Without magnesium, plants wouldn't be green or able to photosynthesize properly.
Nitrogen fixation is vital too. Bacteria like Rhizobium live in legume roots and convert atmospheric nitrogen into forms plants can use. It's nature's fertilizer factory.
Plant hormones regulate growth. Auxin promotes cell elongation and apical dominance. Gibberellins help stems grow taller, and abscisic acid acts as a stress hormone, closing stomata to conserve water.
And water moves up tall trees mainly because of transpiration pull. The evaporation of water from leaves creates a suction that pulls water upward.
Switching to human physiology, digestion starts in the mouth with salivary amylase breaking down starch into maltose.
Then the stomach produces gastric juice, which contains hydrochloric acid and enzymes like pepsin to digest proteins.
Bile, made by the liver and stored in the gallbladder, emulsifies fats but doesn't contain enzymes. It's like a detergent breaking fats into smaller droplets.
The lungs have a surfactant, a substance that prevents them from collapsing by reducing surface tension. It's crucial for breathing properly.
Blood basics are important too. Red blood cells carry oxygen using hemoglobin. Normal RBC count is about 4.5 to 5.5 million per cubic millimeter, and they live around 120 days.
Blood groups matter as well. Group O is the universal donor, and AB is the universal recipient. That's key for safe blood transfusions.
The heart's natural pacemaker is the sinoatrial node, which controls the heartbeat rhythm.
Genetics and evolution. Mendel's pea plant experiments laid the foundation, with laws like segregation and independent assortment.
DNA replication is semi-conservative. meaning each new DNA molecule has one old and one new strand.
The central dogma explains how DNA makes RNA, which then makes proteins, the flow of genetic information.
Darwin's theory of natural selection explains how species evolve over time, adapting to their environment.
And some genetic disorders are well known. Down syndrome is caused by an extra chromosome 21, and colorblindness is an X-linked recessive trait.
Finally, ecology and environment. Ecology studies how organisms interact with their surroundings.
India is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries, with hotspots like the Western Ghats and Eastern Himalayas.
Biodiversity loss is driven by habitat loss, overexploitation, invasive species, and co-extinctions, called the Evil Quartet.
The Montreal Protocol bans substances that harm the ozone layer, showing global efforts to protect our atmosphere.
And biomagnification is the process where toxins like DDT increase in concentration as they move up the food chain, affecting top predators the most.
So to wrap up, regularly revising these key facts builds a strong foundation in biology. It helps us appreciate the amazing connections from tiny cells to entire ecosystems.
Absolutely. Biology is all around us, and understanding these basics makes the complexity of life a bit more approachable.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope this sparked your curiosity and made biology a little clearer.
Take care and keep exploring the wonders of life.